Hey guys, welcome back to the show, man. How's everyone doing?
Everyone is doing great. I speak for Mandel as well.
I'm doing as well as I could possibly do. And by the way, we looked at the numbers of last week's episode when I was gone. You guys you guys posted a dud.
We
You
actually
gotta
had
wait
a
for the
comment that
talent
the
next
episode was
week.
bad.
Well, I heard. It might have been me. It might have been me. Sounded like me.
It
But
was it was
I'm back.
crickets
I'm
last
doing
episode,
great.
man. We needed our star player, Mandel Nallo.
Exactly. Franchise
You're like
player.
you're
The
like
Steph
Michael
Curry of the
Jordan.
podcast.
You're like Michael Jordan. Amen to
That's
Scottie
right.
Pippen. He's gonna be mad about this in a few years.
No. It's Arnold Scotty. People wanted Arnold so bad, then they hated the episode. You know what I
I
mean?
prefer to be Dennis Rodman because he had the look that I go for. But I think I'm cursed with being the Jordan, and I have the yellow eyes of a Michael Jordan these days. And I
I'll
might grow a
take
mustache like Jordan too.
the 90s Haynes commercial, Jordan.
Haynes Jordan is the look I'll go for.
Yeah. Look it up, guys.
A lot of people are feeling that Haynes Jordan energy these days.
It's
Who's Haynes
Of,
Jordan?
insane.
Is that his son?
our
Amen,
boy
amen,
Bryce.
amen. Look up Michael Jordan Haynes commercial and look at his mustache.
Oh,
You'll get it. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know. You didn't know what we're talking about.
It's insane. Imagine being like one of the biggest stars in basketball. You hire him, you're really excited about the Haynes
how
commercial,
do you
then he
spell
shows up with
Haynes?
that. Yeah, Haynes,
Hanes.
H-A-N-E-S.
Oh, oops.
And then he shows up with that stash, and you're like, Mike, come on. And he's like, you want me in the fucking commercial or not? You want
You
me in
want
the
Jordan?
commercial or not?
You want Jordan? I have my own thing. I do underwear with Jordan brand.
And they're
I
like,
can't
okay,
believe
fine.
he pulled that off.
King.
The old Charlie Chaplin.
He's the man. See, a lot of people are just thinking like Jordan in the Hanes commercial.
You know who should wear
Kanye
this
West.
mustache now is Kanye.
That's what I'm saying. Kanye West and Bryce Mitchell, they're both hitting the Hanes level talent.
Yeah. Wait, Kanye hasn't done it yet, though, right?
I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
he
think
has
he can
the
go.
features. He's too
I don't think
fat.
he can. I don't think he can grow a stash
Yeah, no, he
I
like
got
would
this
that.
love
like
it
goatee. He's
though.
got to change his goatee to
But
the
but
Hitler.
Kanye does have that white supremacy goatee, right? Like he
Yeah.
can grow
Sometimes
that. It's
the
so
cop,
weird
it's cool
that
that he
that
does that.
that, that like Southern white guy like
He rules.
He's
Like
so
those
crazy.
futuristic glasses with a thin mustache would be an iconic
what,
look.
what did you think what did you think about his wife's outfit at the Grammys?
Oh, that was
Uh,
crazy.
I've been enjoying everything he's been doing.
I
I'm a
don't know about that.
I
He's got
think
two daughters, bro. No, doesn't he have two daughters?
He has two daughters, yeah.
the horny stuff is pretty embarrassing, I will say.
I,
Um,
did
that
did you
sucks.
see did you see like the last bit on Twitter? He was just posting Pornhub clips.
I heard
No, I didn't
that.
Like,
see that.
Do
oh
you
man,
did anybody
I
see
went on
what
his
kind of stuff he was
yeah
posting?
yeah. It was just a bunch of different stuff. Like I was during Super Bowl Sunday, which I was really paying attention to. I went to Twitter because he was popping off, and then I just look and I'm like scrolling. I'm like, oh man, it looks like I'm gooning here at this Super Bowl party.
Nasty business.
But
Yeah,
it's
you're on
just
your
like
phone looking at
but I'm just like I show my brother. I'm just like, oh, this is just Kanye's Twitter. It's not me.
I'm busy.
And he's
I'm
like,
busy. I'm just
it was crazy, man. He posted like I don't know. It must have been like I was scrolling for at least 20 posts, just Pornhub clips.
That's it. It
Pornhub
seems like
must have
that's his
been.
play. Like he's good at getting that kind of attention. He did it last year, I think. And look, I bought a pair of the Yeezy Pods,
Did they
20
come?
bucks.
Did they come in?
They did. They're actually I use them on my air bike. They're my bike shoes.
Are they comfy?
Um, they're okay. The sizing's messed up. I didn't
Did he
like
get
the
rid of his
sizing,
Twitter?
but
Yeah, he got rid of. He deleted
I'm pretty sure he got booted off everything. His shop is down because
it.
his shop was full before,
Yeah.
I don't know, Sunday. His shop was full of stuff. Everything was 20 bucks. Shirts, sweats, even shoes. He put boots up there and everybody was freaking out. And then he puts out the Super Bowl commercial, goes on this rant. Boom, just a t-shirt with a swastika on it. That's the only thing on the website. And then he
He's
got
Was
crazy.
it? But the I didn't see the Super Bowl commercial. But was the was the swastika displayed on the at the Super Bowl?
No, no,
Really?
no,
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 Oh,
no.
no,
okay.
no, no.
Okay,
No,
I'm
it was
like
just it was the same thing, like a vertical cell phone video of him being like, go to my website. And like his
okay.
website was full of proper
Other stuff.
merch, and then he wiped it all and it was just it was crazy to see.
It
Was
was
that
him
no
laying
that was
down at the doctor's thing like this.
That it was that.
It was this right here.
oh,
Yeah.
This wasn't in the ad.
okay.
It was
He paid
just oh, it was just this.
$8 million for that commercial, right?
Yeah, but
I don't
his
know.
guerrilla marketing style works for him, man.
Yeah.
His
The
following,
issue
that's what they expect out of him, to do something that's odd and or weird.
it does get a lot of attention. I think the issue is like the world is so crazy now that it's getting diminishing returns. Like everybody's crazy. Bryce
Yeah.
Mitchell's crazy, like every guy's crazy now. So I think people are inundated by crazy shit now. He kind of just falls into the static of the rest of it.
Mandel, say something wacky. Go.
Impossible. I've never said anything wacky in my life. I'm I'm the straight man on this show. You guys are the wacky clowns, and I'm Mr. Normal is what they call
All right.
me.
Amen. You're the only one in the UFC say something very controversial right now. Go.
The sky is
No,
green.
I'm just kidding. Oh,
Ooh, this guy's fucked
well,
up. This guy's out of his
guys,
mind.
get this guy out of here. Kick him out.
Get this guy
ES
famous.
ESPN, how do you book this guy on fights?
He's flagged. He's been flagged.
I've been flagged,
Ah,
boys.
Problematic. The one thing I will say about being in MMA, well, I think being in the UFC and successful, I think that's a big hill to climb. But once you're there, you can kind of say whatever you want. Like as much as Bryce Mitchell will probably get sent to the Wolves his next matchup, he didn't get fired. Like I remember back in the day, UFC guys couldn't say shit without worrying about that. I think if
Yeah,
you're
I
the
think
right
I think
kind of guy,
Miguel
you're
Torres
kind of
had
free.
gotten fired for a tweet.
he
Yeah,
did. He
like
got for like a rape joke. I think he was referring to that show Workaholics,
Yeah,
mm,
and they hired him back, but he had to do a whole like PR thing.
yeah,
apology tour and all this shit. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then there was that other guy who was an Ultimate Fighter. He said something he shouldn't have when he was younger, but the tape resurfaced or something.
I didn't know.
Imperato? No, not
No, it wasn't
Imperato.
Imperato. It was the
Imperato,
other guy.
Imperato said some pretty crazy stuff himself on a reality
On
show.
Yeah.
on that reality show, yeah, he
Yeah.
dropped the N-word hard R.
The hard R. I don't even know who it was, but some like it's kind of softer podcast, and these guys were talking about like, oh, how joking was different. And the guys got like in 2003, 2004, I used to drop the hard R as a joke, and everybody was saying it. Everybody was doing it. And then his co-host is like, wait, are we talking about the same thing? Because the guy was talking about saying retarded. And
Uh,
he didn't realize that hard R means totally different stuff. So he's like, I would say it all the time. And his co-host was freaked out. It was two kind of like soft guys.
yeah. It's crazy how some words you can't say.
You gotta know your lingo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
you're not, yeah. I mean, you can say whatever you want. You just gotta be ready for it.
there was even
If it,
isn't there like a word you can't call shorter people anymore?
you mean
What do you mean,
midget?
like
Yeah, like aren't you supposed to use dwarf or
I
no?
think you're supposed to use little person.
little.
Yeah.
Little person, yeah.
I think that that's pretty. I mean, look, it's probably in some circles you get ostracized, but I think you're fine. It's a slip of the tongue. What are you
I'm
gonna
just saying, be
do?
careful, boys.
It's like saying Oriental in the 90s. It was like, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not supposed to say it, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
slipped
yeah,
up. That's what I've been calling them my whole life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you guys end up watching this card at all or no?
I
I
did.
watched a few fights.
Yeah, I saw the last two fights because
Me too. Me too.
yeah,
Okay, what was this? UFC 311, was it? Nope. Was it 312?
I don't know. There's the number 312.
It was 312. Okay, let me look at who I
Mandel's got the
saw.
facts. He's got the fact sheet.
I know my shit.
He's the John Anik of this podcast.
That's right. John
Look, I
Haddock.
watched a Sean Strickland fight. You guys saw this one?
I
Yeah, I
didn't watch
did.
that one. It was at the end of the night. What are they thinking? Look, you've got your show in some freak time zone like Australia. Make it in the middle of the day for me.
Yeah.
Don't make it at midnight for me too. You're in California, so you could stay up. Staying up is a joke to you. When
Yeah, this
did the
was easy
main
for me
event
to watch
happen?
actually.
When did the main event happen for you?
Yeah, it happened 3 hours earlier than 12. It was like 9 o'clock.
That's nothing. That's
It's
dinner
nothing. Yeah, it
time.
was great. But I was thinking that Sh Sean could win this fight, you know?
Uh,
If all he
uh,
had to do was be a little bit more aggressive than the last time,
yo,
but he actually came less aggressive, I thought, this time around.
I couldn't. I knew this fight was unwatchable. This ha fight happened about a year ago. We were all in Toronto when this fight happened, right? Last year. Last
Yeah.
year,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a dud. I left the venue before it was over. You
same.
left the venue, Eamon, before it
I
was
left too,
over.
yeah.
Louis left the venue before it was over as well, or left
Yeah.
watching it. Me and Louis
Yeah.
actually had a horrible night. I was
Oh,
stuck in Toronto.
and I
My
was
phone died,
trying
and Louis was supposed to pick me up. It was hell.
and I could not find him, so he ended up cabbing home, right? You cabbed home.
My
It was
phone was
brutal.
dead. I was like, I ended up paying like $60 for a dang taxi. It sucked.
Chump change for a millionaire like you, Mandel.
That's right.
True. True,
Still,
true, true.
I'm still an everyman. I still have to complain about the little things, you know?
No.
Uh, but no, it
But
was and it was the same setup of like a pretty crummy um main card, a girl main co-main, and then these guys. Like, how am I supposed to enjoy this? It's impossible. How am I supposed to make it through the gauntlet of the main card before I can even watch these guys? And I know they're going to a decision.
DDP had a really good quote before this fight about footwork. Did you see it?
No.
No,
What do you say?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna find it for you guys. One second. It's amazing.
I like Drickus, man.
he's the man. He's in my top five active right now.
He's unstoppable right now.
Wait a second.
People don't understand. I think there's a lot of guys who talk about fighting that don't really fight. Like I'm not saying like successful fighters. I'm saying like they've never had an amateur fight and they're like breaking down these things on YouTube and stuff. A lot of these guys don't understand how hard it would be to fight Dricus.
Yeah,
Like
because
when you watch him
he's so awkward
and
and
in your
strong
mind,
and hard hitter.
exactly, like and like he does some things really well and then he does some things really shit. So like you can't treat him like he fight does everything like shit because his lead leg is good,
Yeah,
his top game is good, his guard passing is good, but then like his boxing setups are shit. So you
yeah.
don't really know how to fight him. You can't fight him like he's a shitbag, but you can't
No, you
fight him like
can't. You
he's really
can't.
good. Like he's
He's still
really hard
dangerous
to
in
fight.
subs too, which is crazy.
Exactly. Did you see how he passed Whitaker's guard? It was fucked.
Yeah,
How and like who does neck throw in men's MMA? Nobody, you
yeah,
know?
it's crazy. But look, listen to this quote. Everything you've ever learned about footwork, forget it. Footwork is not important. You start running towards your opponent and throw. Just throw. Whatever he throws, yeah, take it. And then throw what you want to throw.
He's really like a
That's sick.
buffalo. He's like a rhino in there.
Yeah,
You know,
No.
he's a big juggernaut.
yeah.
You know what I love about Drickus? He always looks tired after like the second round, but he's not tired. It's crazy.
He
He never
he,
gets tired.
he is like the, you know how Deontay Wilder after 2 rounds looks like shit. He's clearly falling apart. He's tired.
Yeah,
Dricus looks like that, but he can still fight really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
He has a bad poker face. When he feels a little bit of fatigue, he looks like he's about to get finished. And then he goes out there and he fights 25 minutes easy.
I'm
Well,
telling you that
that's funny
is
that you guys say that because when he broke Strickland's nose and Strickland was like running around placing it back, Duplessis looked like he got tired running after him in the circle.
Right? The Israel fight that he had, I
Yeah.
remember thinking like, this guy's cooked. He can't even walk. He's falling on his face. And then he gets a sub. Like he's the to me the most interesting.
when he
Uh
got
I was watching the fight with one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world, Enrico Kiel.
mhm.
yeah,
And he was like, he couldn't believe what Dricus's striking looked like. Like, it's
Yeah.
so unconventional and awkward, and it doesn't follow any of like the real like structural fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't, he covered well though, actually, this fight. I thought this fight, in terms of improvement from the last one, he had a much better blocking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I when he fought Izzy
I didn't watch
and
it.
no, when he fought Izzy and he got
Yeah.
hurt, I literally turned off the fight. Said this fight's over. And then I woke up and he was champion.
It's
I'm
so
like,
crazy.
oh,
It was the weirdest fight. I said, Izzy poker faced himself into a loss. Like Izzy was out there trying to look cool, and next thing you know, this big water buffalo just runs him over. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Drickus, you're the best.
I'm a big fan of
Me
Dreykus.
too. I like Drickus. I love that South African accent too. It's sick.
The kissing the coach is a problem, but it's easy to overlook. Everybody knows it's weird, so it's not like he's getting away with it. He knows it's
Did he
weird, he's
kiss?
embracing it.
Did he kiss his coach again?
I'm sure I didn't see, but I can't imagine he
How
didn't.
crazy is it that they kiss?
It's gangster.
Culture is a real odd thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. Like I know some dudes in certain cultures they hold hands when they're friends, but kissing is a whole other part of
It's
the
a whole other
body.
beast.
Yeah. But Sean Strickland tricked everybody. What was it? The first time these guys fought was when Sean Strickland really started to annoy me. When like all the pre-fight stuff is just how he's gonna go to war, he's gonna get
He
crazy
kept,
for the fans.
yeah.
He never does. Like, I'm not saying he's not tough and he's not good. He is tough and good, and on the right night, he makes finesse fighters look like they're having a hard time. Like when he fought Imavov, when he fought Abus
Israel,
Nurmagomedov, when he
Israel.
fought Israel was like a big expose of like, oh yeah, this guy's like just pressure and toughness, and he beats people up because he's awkward. But really, like, I don't know how this guy got to the place he's like Colby light to me. At least Colby committed to the bit. This guy's like still trying to be, he's a fence sitter in a way, I think. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. He's a good fighter though.
Yeah.
I
So
would say
Cameron Saman explains the kissing.
it's unexplainable. What does he say?
Has also been seen engaging in a similar celebratory kiss with his coach, and according to South African fighter, it is a part of their culture. Well, that's how we were brought up, said Saman.
It- I mean, you could absolve any sin with that type of rhetoric. You just go like, yeah, well, that's the way I grew
Well,
up.
he stated in African culture, we were brought up to greet our father or grandfather with a kiss and a hug, considered a normal thing. I kiss my dad on the cheek every time I say hi. Kiss and a
But
hug.
look, even if you kiss your dad or granddad on the lips when you meet, this coach is not your dad. So what are you talking about? They look like they're the same age.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's the line? Are you kissing your homies? Like what?
You
Where's
gotta
where's the
kiss the
line?
homies.
Come on.
Next time you're in Montreal, Mandel, we kissing.
An embrace. I do appreciate that they don't really hug when they kiss. At least there's that.
The only thing
Just
that touches is
lips.
their lips, at least.
Just the lips. Yeah, they're keeping their hips back, I hope.
Yeah,
You guys watch Zhang
But
Weili?
I saw that fight too. Those are the only two fights I saw.
come on. No.
I watched that one.
Hell no.
She beat her up, man. It was
Yeah, I was
crazy.
shocked. I was shocked how well she did in terms of avoiding the wrestling, or when she did get taken down, she got on top.
She's too strong, man. She's too much of a beast.
I don't know. Suarez is strong too, bro.
I don't
How
know,
many
but
fights
Zhang
does
Weili is something
Suarez have?
else.
How many fights does Suarez have?
Oh, Suarez, yeah, 1 second. 10-1. That was her first loss.
Yeah, I mean that's a
Five wins
good
by
amount of
submission.
experience, but that's probably just experience. I mean, 30 fights to 12 fights is pretty brutal.
No, but what was crazy, man, was like she also she was struggling to score a takedown.
Wow.
Like early she scored it for sure, but
Hmm.
then she would get reversed, and then she was getting countered and ending up on the bottom, and she didn't have the striking capability to stay with Wei Lee.
I think that's a big issue for pure wrestlers or like mostly wrestlers that transition MMA. Like they have a couple good wrestling setups that they hit, but really they're not like able to go with the flow as well as somebody who's done MMA and like defended takedowns. You saw it
Yeah.
kind of in how like uh who's a good example? Like a good example of somebody who's really so good at wrestling that it doesn't matter is Marab, where like if he misses a takedown, it doesn't really matter because he's so good at wrestling, he can make it a positive.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm sure this girl was like, if I don't hit these takedowns, I'm losing the fight. And
Yeah,
like
she was getting outstruck. Like,
if your opponent is ready for counter wrestling your offense, like Colby against Buckley,
yeah.
like he's expecting the takedown. So when it doesn't come, he's not ready for the next steps.
Yeah.
Marab's the guy where like it doesn't matter what happens, he's gonna mess you up with wrestling, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. They have a second layer to their game.
Yeah, like he's a real MMA wrestler where he's got
Mm,
a deep pool of talent, whereas like this Tatiana Suarez girl's probably so used to just hitting the first takedown
mm.
that when she met some defense,
Yeah.
she was like, oh, I can't deal with this. And
You
then they
know,
actually have to
and
fight.
her wrestling is really good too, like in
Yeah,
terms of
she's a
skill
top level
wrestling.
wrestler, right?
She was
Yeah.
gonna be in the Olympics. No, we spoke about it on a lot podcast that you weren't there, Mendel. But guys, check out this huge cut she had on her knee.
Who's that?
That's Suarez. She had it during the fight.
Nasty. That's gross.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People got to trim their toenails. I'm assuming that's a toenail.
I think somebody said it may have been from the fence.
Yeah, that has to be. I think sometimes the connection between the pad of the cage and the fence is kind of sharp.
Yeah.
I
But
remember that
yes,
happening to me.
Whaley killed it, bro. She
Good
showed
for her.
really
I
good
think,
striking. She got out of like any type of sub attempt or anything. She landed huge strikes on the feet. She did a really good job.
yeah, the issue with women's MMA, the only issue, because she's good, obviously, and the other girl's good, is like she's so much better than the next best girl,
Yeah,
like so they have to do these super fights that are between two weight classes. Like I'm assuming she's gonna fight Shevchenko next because those are the only girls that are really, really top girls. Like nobody
yeah,
else in this girl, the girl she fought is 11-1.
10 and
How
1.
many girls like that, 10-1? How many girls like that are close,
Yeah,
you know? I don't know.
yeah,
That's the issue. I'm sure she's really good. She just suffers from being in a division where that's not that deep.
yeah. There was another crazy fight. I ended up watching it later on Sunday or Monday actually. Was Gabriel Santos versus Jack Jenkins. Jenkins drops Gabriel Santos in round one with a head kick. And then Gabriel, to survive, throws up a sick triangle, drops Jenkins up in a triangle for long enough for him to recover from getting rocked. And
Nice.
then yeah, he's able to come back and put it on Jenkins later on into the fight, second round, and gets a rear naked choke on Jenkins. But then it turned out that Jenkins, I think, um, received a strike in the throat during the fight,
Cool.
and he had an air leak in his thyroid or something.
Yeah, he had to go to intensive care.
Yeah.
So he fought through it?
He fought through it, but
Yeah.
he lost. But like he had a throat injury.
I wonder if the throat injury was from the choke. Like
Yeah, I don't know if it
if the
was from
guy,
the throat as a choke or from a strike.
I don't
Do you
know.
guys remember Clay Guida, Charles Oliveira? Was that for the fight where he like dislocated his collarbone? No, it was Max Holloway.
Yeah,
I'm
look,
pretty
he
sure
discovered
Charles
a
Oliveira.
fractured cartilage in his thyroid. Thyroid.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Fighting sucks.
yeah,
You could never prepare for something like that. Do you remember the guy we trained with, Roger Zapata?
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember he got his UFC debut in China, I think, or Australia, somewhere far.
yeah,
And he parried a punch and his finger completely blew out, dislocated. And the rest of the fight, he was just trying to like pull on his
yeah,
finger to reset it. And it threw his whole mindset. And I don't think he fought it since. Like there are things that can happen in there where you're just like, what do you want me to do? I'm screwed.
yeah,
But I guess better guys just like deal with it.
yeah. Well,
Like
I
John
mean,
Jones.
even Strickland replaced his nose during the fight against Duplessis.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
exactly.
is
Like I guess
insane.
some guys just
We've seen
it
it in
doesn't.
Muay Thai fights where guys dislocate their shoulders. They use the rope, they put it back in, and then they go back
Yeah.
out there. That's crazy stuff, man.
John Jones blowing his toe up and then winning the fight.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
crazy. He
guess
had a
it,
third
I
degree
guess it just
break. It was like
happened.
completely out.
He's
It
nasty,
was
yeah.
like, yeah, it was like it was out of the
Compound
skin. That was the
compound
compound.
Yeah.
fracture.
Yeah, yeah.
Another fight that I caught after was the one I was telling you guys I was interested in.
Which
What?
one? I mean, there was one fight that everybody saw,
Which one?
brother. Uh, let me
Oh,
find
you
it.
you guys love this Quillian fight.
Which
Quillian
one?
Salkid.
That's the one.
That wasn't the one I was talking about. There's a many interesting fights on this card that we overlooked, guys.
Which one? Which one are you talking about, AC?
I was gonna talk about Cody Steele versus Rongsu.
I saw that
I
one
didn't
as
see that.
well because I know Cody Steele's a really good grappler.
Yeah, he's a really good grappler. And what was crazy about that is they stayed toe to toe, bro, and they just banged it out on the feet.
You know, the shame is Cody Steele is the man in grappling. Like I think he maybe took Mika Galvao to a decision in a who's number one match, like or did really well against, or didn't do really well, but like hung in there with Mika Galvao. He wins a ton of matches. He's really good.
Yeah.
Um, he should have been able to twist this guy up on the ground, no problem. But he's so committed to being this tough as nails, I do it for you guys
Oh yeah, here it is.
type of hardcore, fan-friendly fighter
Yeah.
that he lost to this guy that he should have smoked if he just fought the way he needed to fight. The two times he got this guy to the ground, and like apparently these guys had trained before, they were talking about it in the commentary.
Oh, okay, I
He
didn't know
subbed
that.
this guy, he subbed this guy at will when they trained.
Oh, really?
Um, Cody Steele's legitimately a good grappler.
No, no, yeah, that's why I was interested in his fight.
So like he's so committed to being this tough guy that he's losing a fight, and like it only goes so far. You need to like I hope he rethinks his game plan because when he got this guy to the ground, it was not close.
Yeah, but he did get the 50 G's for fight of the night in a way. Like, so you gotta balance that, Like, does
You
UFC
want to be
love him
Sam
more?
Alvey?
Does UFC love him even more? Does he get a better
No,
contract because he's doing this? You know?
because we know he's willing to do this. All he needs to do is set up takedowns and get a finish later, or like now that everybody understands. If the guy forces you into a fight like this, sure, but if you have the ability to not fight like this, you should. And then when this type of fight presents itself, you're there for it, you know?
Yeah,
It's just really weird to force yourself into this stuff. He
yeah.
doesn't need to do
And
this. He spent so long being good at grappling.
Stu got rocked first, and then he rocked Steel right after.
I think Cody Steele's a tough guy and he throws big hooks. And the other guy got caught. The only reason he rocked him is because it was a fight with small gloves and the guy got caught with one shot.
Yeah,
He killed
Cody
him.
still sounds like a porn star name. He should consider a switch in career.
Anytime you're called Steel, I think everybody just goes boner. That's like a boner.
this is the other fight Mandel was referring to.
Fight of the card, baby.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you not love this? This
yeah.
is
I,
This is Louis' son's
madness.
hero, actually.
I heard it was like 19 seconds, but I heard it was like an early stoppage. I heard the guy was talking. I don't know. I never saw it, but someone told me the guy was talking mad smack before, saying he has a chin of granite. The biggest heavyweight could hit him and he won't go
He's
down.
he's
That's a
crazy.
that's a crazy thing to say.
The
But
issue is
I think though the punch did hit him like right on the back of the ear slash side of the head, but he's the one who turned his face.
his reaction was garbage. He fell and covered like a baby.
Yeah.
Like he felt like a guy that got jumped
I
or
actually think
something.
it was the only punch thrown.
Yeah, like they kicked each other a bit, and then the guy just threw raw right hand, no setup. Like he just
Yeah,
stepped there. How you recovered, the ref can't give you the benefit of the doubt if that's how you fall.
yeah,
I will say it was early, um,
because he
but
was
his
wrestling.
reaction was really bad.
Yeah,
I think he fell bad, and then he was like, "Oh shit, I'm not dead," and then he started fighting again, but it was too late.
yeah,
Um, yeah, his this guy is getting good for him. I'm sure he's handling it the only way you can. You put one foot in front of the other, but it's pretty rough.
yeah.
He's got. I mean, he's probably the only Indian guy in the UFC now, or maybe
I
like
believe so.
one
I
of
believe
two.
so.
Like it comes with so much stress, and then
Yeah, a lot of
you
pressure.
know, he's okay. Like he's not sh terrible.
Yeah,
He's okay. He wins fights, but he's not that good.
yeah. And then
And he
upcoming up
talks.
this week is our boy Calvin Cater.
Oh yeah, let's go.
He's fighting
Yeah,
Yusuf Zalal, co-main event.
good
It's
fight.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm
It's a
excited
good
for it,
fight.
man.
I think Calvin's gonna get it, man. He's an underdog, but I think he's gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's crazy how
Yeah.
quick people overlook you, you know?
Oh yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Like what's he on? He lost to Arnold and he lost to Aljamain
Yeah.
Uh, and then
Aljamain.
Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
and Josh Emmett. I don't know when did that fight happen? What happened? Decision?
Yeah, decision, split decision, 2022.
Crazy. So like a split
It's
decision against Josh Emmett.
Mhm.
He got injured against Arnold.
Knee injury, yeah.
Um, and then like he got out grappled against Aljamain, who's
Yep.
top guy in the world, proved it, had a crazy fight with Mosar, close
Yeah.
fight. It's crazy how people just go like, he's
Yeah.
washed.
And
You
before
know,
that, he beat
like
Dan
crazy.
Ige, who's a beast. He beat Jeremy
exactly.
And
Stevens.
Giga Chikadze, the way he beat him up, dude. Oh my
Smoked
God,
him.
he
Oh
put
yeah, that
such
was
a
crazy
beating
too.
on Giga, dude.
He knocked out Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy Stevens just beat up the guy who lost to Connor, the New Jersey guy,
Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez. Stevens just knocked out Eddie Alvarez in bare
Yeah,
knuckle. Like it's crazy that people just go like, oh, three losses, that's it, underdog. You know,
yeah,
against the guy. Like I'm not saying the guy's bad, but
yeah.
he's got one fight streak in the UFC.
No, I
Like,
think he's
what are
on
we
two,
talking about here?
maybe.
Zalal?
Uh, in UFC, three in the UFC.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
No, it should be a good fight. I don't know, Calvin, like seeing a guy put in work in the gym, it
Yeah,
just gives you confidence in a guy, you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
never go against our friends. So
Yeah. Look, he had lost
who
three in a
cares?
row, then a majority draw. Then he got out of the UFC and he got into one, two, three, four, five fight win streak outside of UFC, got his way back in and won three also in the UFC. So he's riding on an 8 fight win streak. Actually, all of them finishes except for one. Oh, but this is a boxing fight. This is boxing right here.
What are we talking boxing?
That's crazy. Oh, this one
Yeah,
was
but
kickboxing. So
what
you
is
got a
the main
boxing and
event of
kickboxing
this?
fight here.
What's the main event of this card?
Oh yeah, it's RoboCop, I think. Yeah. Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez.
You know, these are two guys that completely passed me by. I've been watching MMA a long time. I know both of them. I've seen them fight. I think Jared Cannonier's a cool guy,
Yeah.
but
He's
I
a
don't know
crystal
nothing.
man.
I
Yeah.
don't
He's a
know
crystal
nothing about
man.
the, yeah, he does the I like this stuff that he
Yeah, yeah,
does.
yeah.
Stuff's
But
cool.
there's Edmund Shabazian on the card too.
He's
This guy
fighting
had a
again?
lot of potential when he first came into
You
UFC.
and your Armenian fighters, AZ.
You know it,
Can't get enough of them.
my Armenian brethren.
He had a big come up and then he got beat up by Derek Brunson and then he's
That's right.
had a tough go since, right?
But 11
Yeah,
wins by KO or TKO.
Sounds like your
lost
boy.
to he lost
Yeah,
to Derek Brunson, then Jack Hermanson by decision. Then he got TKO'd by elbows by Nasruddin Imavov. Then he won one fight by flying knee. Then he lost to Anthony Hernandez. Then he won by left hook AJ Dobson. Then he lost to Meerschaert by arm triangle choke.
yeah. All correct.
Who's
Yeah,
Meerschaum?
Meerschaert,
Mearshart, he's the one
Meerschaert.
who had a
Mearshart.
fight
Oh, the
with
guy that lost the DD
yeah,
to the other guy, the Ritter.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know, this guy's fine. I bet this guy would be really good. Um, give him give him a couple more years.
But he's fighting a guy 7-4.
Who's he fighting? Badu?
Dylan Dylan Budka.
Dylan Buka. I mean,
He's 0
I'm
2 in the
gonna give it
UFC.
I'm gonna give it to Shabazian.
Yeah,
Me too.
How could you not?
yeah.
I
Just
like a
ba
ginger Armenian.
just based on name alone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I have the coolest name out there, but what's the last name of the guy?
Budka?
Sebastian?
Dylan Budka. I mean, that's not a world champion. Come on. Let's get serious here.
This is a good matchup, though. These two guys are good. Ismail Bonfin versus Nazim Sadikov. This is gonna be a great fight.
Bonfim's the guy
Mm,
who had that really nice head kick knockout last fight, I believe.
Let's see. But he has a brother
Believe.
also.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong then.
Maybe you're talking about his brother.
Yeah. I don't like this Bonfim. I like the other one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Rodolfo Vieira,
Bonfim.
Andre Petrovsky, Jose Delgado, Connor Matthews. Any of these fights you guys interested in?
Zero. I
Oh,
don't
Jared
know.
Gordon, that's
I
my
don't.
boy. I like Jared.
Oh, we
I'm
like
I'm root.
Jared. Jared's cool.
Yeah,
Who's Jared fighting?
he's fighting
Some guy that doesn't even have
Masha
a profile
Bon,
picture.
Ruzi Boev. He's
Probably a
got a
tough
good
Uh,
fight.
record,
I feel
20 and
like they
4.
continue to give Jared tough fights.
Yeah,
Jared has not had a easy fight in the UFC, and he's good.
yeah. Oh, there's Gabriel Bonfim. There's the brother right here. The brothers are fighting on the same card.
Damn, that sucks. I feel like whenever brothers fight on the same card, if the first guy loses, the second guy's probably gonna lose too. Oh, we didn't even talk about Ilya Okturo's brother.
Oh yeah, Alex Topuria won.
yeah.
He looked good. I thought that guy
Yeah,
looked good.
he did look good.
He looked
Um,
relaxed.
a lot
Yeah,
more reserved than his brother. Obviously, his brother's
Yeah.
got bigger power.
yeah.
But your first fight in the UFC looking that clean against a guy who's tough, like that guy was tough as
That guy
hell.
was tough, and
I heard
he suplexed the guy too, which was cool.
that
Yeah,
was cool.
nice.
Yeah. I heard it was only a one fight deal for that other guy. That sucks.
I didn't even know the
It was
UFC
a
did
last minute
that.
replacement because
I
it
wonder
was
if
supposed.
it was the guy's choice.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Like maybe he was thinking like I'm actually not ready, uh, but I will do this because it makes me look good. And then maybe he wants to farm up a little more experience because I didn't even know that that was a thing. We've seen guys who really are terrible sign 3 fight deals,
Yeah,
you know. But that fight was cool, and that guy's good. Like that guy would beat a lot of front runners, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a good fight.
yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Weird getting the
Good,
same
good.
tattoo as your brother, but
Why?
not,
They have matching tattoos?
yeah,
Yeah,
The
they have the
Octuro
same.
brothers.
That's what the that's what no, what's his name? Connor called him Topturo. He goes, Ilya Topturo. I'm like, man, he said it so confidently,
He's,
but he
I mean,
kind
it
of
sounds
knew.
like, honestly, sounds like Faraz.
When Faraz
Faraz
gets people's
will
names wrong.
proudly get the guy's names wrong multiple times. He called me Liddell until I don't
I
know
thought your
who
name was
corrected
Liddell
him.
too.
Yeah, Eamon was calling me Liddell. I was Liddell
I
for
still,
years.
I still think your name is Liddell.
It might be, man. I was fine. I was like, it's close.
I
Close,
remember.
close enough.
I know there's a couple. I remember there's a couple of guys at the gym. He called them by the wrong name for so long that they just started responding to it. It's
Or
like,
you're just
Mike,
like,
come
yeah,
here. The guy's
that's
name is
me.
like Jimmy.
That's the thing. Like, he's not even close. He's not even in the ballpark a lot of the time. He just comes up with, oh, this guy kind of looks like a Sean. I'm gonna call him Sean. The guy's name's Jacob.
All right, guys, we're
That's
gonna have to
sick.
razz Arnie a bit, man. Where the hell is
Yeah,
he?
he's. I don't know. He's gone ghost on us.
He's in UK time. Things
Yeah,
Yeah.
work differently over there.
yeah.
I don't care what he's got to do. He's got to be awake when it's time to film this podcast.
I
I
agree.
agree.
I
We need
agree.
him. He's our Michael Jordan.
Yeah. If we want these ratings to go up, we gotta have him eating hot dogs on the channel.
That I mean, his hot dog swag is legendary.
Yeah.
It's
He
pretty
might.
good.
I think he should try to get involved in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest next this next run.
Now, while
What is
he's
it?
recovering
July
from his
4th?
shoulder, when he's recovering from his shoulder, do
He
a
should
Nathan's
go
hot dog,
full
dude.
full Joey Chestnut. Try to
Yeah,
gobble them dogs.
Yeah.
You know,
that's crazy.
I would quit after the first time I had to dunk a bun in water. I'm like, this guys, what are
This
we
is
doing
disgusting.
here?
What's the
And we're in front of a crowd. This is truly embarrassing.
Yeah.
I can't
what's
do this.
the what's the world record?
It's got to be in the high 60s
80,
would be my guess.
80, 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And why do there, and that's a high number of dogs.
83 is crazy.
Why do the other guys who aren't even close, there are guys that are getting 30 dogs on that stage. Why are they even doing it? Is that just like, because I feel like the best guys, they beat everybody by 50 dogs, you know? Why would I even be why would I even be sitting here? I'm like, these
Free
two
hot
guys can
dogs.
go at it.
Free
Yeah,
free hot
free
dog.
dog. It's not like it's free ribeye steaks where you're like, this could cost me a lot of money. Hot dogs. You could do a hot dog eating contest in your backyard for cheap. It would cost you less than flying out.
Yeah, but free
If you're only
dogs.
going to eat 30 dogs, get off the stage. We
They
should
should
do
do a
hot dog
free.
eating contest breakdown when
We'll
that
do a
happens.
special Saturday episode where
Hmm.
we just do a hot dog eating contest.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna do zero. I haven't eaten a hot dog in 15 years and I will not. It is disgusting. Have you ever seen the way these things are made?
I feel like that's a
No thing.
myth. It's premium beef going into those things, brother.
There- there's no way. There's no way. A
Supposedly,
traditional hot.
Costco hot dogs are not the shitty parts of the beef. Supposedly, they use good parts of the beef.
What's
I
the
don't think
best?
at Nathan's. I don't think they're using all beef dogs at Nathan's. I think they're using the pork.
Nathan's. To
Well,
to
the
call your
Costco hot
hot
dogs are
dog
kosher.
company call your hot dog company a man's name is a little bit extreme. We all know that they have an interesting shape.
Yeah,
Why would you then name them after you? It's
Oh,
too much.
especially if they're tiny.
I stand corrected. They're I stand corrected.
Vienna sausages.
They're all beef dogs, guys.
Look, Nathan's only uses premium cuts. These are filet mignon dogs.
16 gram each hot dog, 16 grams of total fat and 480 milligrams of sodium per dog.
I like those numbers.
Those ain't bad.
Those are weight cutting numbers, baby. If I'm hitting my macros, I'm going Nathan's. I'm doing a
Guys
half pack
eating
in the morning before training.
yeah, 40,000 milligrams of sodium is Joey Chestnut's scarfing back.
I don't even read sodium as what it is when I'm eating at Nathan's. I'm reading that as electrolytes. I'm rehydrating as I'm dogging. You understand me?
Especially if you do a little dip in the water first.
Don't talk about the water, especially you. I'm putting liquid IV in the water as I'm dipping the buns. Come on. I might as well be post weight cut if I'm doing a hot dog eating competition at this point. But guys, they
It's
announced
nuts.
UFC Montreal.
I know. I
Yeah,
can't wait. Hopefully, I'm on that card, baby.
That would be
that'd be
sick.
sick.
Yeah,
I might try to do the because the Samurai's doing the fight before. If I don't get on the
Yeah,
UFC, I would do the
yeah.
Samurai
yeah.
before
Would
the
love to
night
have you guys
before.
on that same card. Montreal card would be crazy.
Would be
That would
cool.
be that would be sick.
Yeah.
But
Who knows if
I don't
they
know.
might be doing the samurai card the night before to have a.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, they're doing the Dana White's looking for a fight night
That's what I was
before.
gonna say. That's another big
Yeah.
opportunity too.
Yeah.
I just was trying to. I want to fight for the lightweight belt on that night.
Yeah.
That'd be good if they can find a guy. But whenever I think about UFC in Montreal, a lot of people think about Georges St-Pierre. I think about Ivan Menjivar messing up his knee in
Yeah.
the warm-up and then getting performance of the night for subbing the guy.
Yeah,
That
I was
is so
backstage for that.
sick.
That was crazy.
That was so cool.
Yeah. He tore his knee
Legendary
sprawling
moment.
and his
Yeah.
foot went into the bench, but under the bench it's like they make a space for you people the hockey players can put their skates.
Yeah, it's like a hockey arena
Yeah, so
warm-up
when his
area.
foot went inside, it tore his ACL, and we were gonna call off the fight, but he's like, "Yo, I got two kids. I'm going out there." Walked out with a torn ACL. He's fighting this Russian killer. The guy shoots right away, like the first 20 seconds of the first round, picks him up, slams him on his back. Ivan ends up in full guard and then throws up an armbar. The guy picks him up and goes to slam him. As he slams him, breaks his arm. Ivan gets
So
submission of
sick.
the night. Insane.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's to me the coolest thing.
Yeah, that was the biggest check he ever got.
And like, how many guys would have pulled? How many guys would have pulled and thought it was the right decision? You
Yeah, of
know,
course.
it might have been,
Yeah, it definitely was.
like crazy.
But
That's so
he rolled
cool.
the dice, he went out there and he did it, man.
Yeah,
It could have been like a TJ Dillashaw, Aljamain Sterling situation. You know when
exactly.
TJ,
Where it's like it sucks.
yeah,
Everybody
he
hates
fought with
it.
that messed up shoulder and just like had
Yeah,
no chance almost.
and like everybody hated it because, well, slightly different because TJ is already rich, so like it's kind of lame to like
Yeah,
pull the opportunity from another guy because I'm sure another guy like Moicano would have taken the fight on short notice had
yeah,
TJ been like, I can't do it. So like it is really lame of him to just like after already popping for juice
yeah,
and being as annoying of a guy as he was to be like, I need this extra $250,000 just for me, and
yeah.
then I'll retire, you know?
And who knows? Maybe he could have knocked him out. Who knows, man? You never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, the UFC coming to Montreal is cool. It's been a decade longer.
Yeah, 10 years almost.
So
9 years
cool.
and a bit, whatever.
Yeah.
9 years and change.
Who's gonna be on that card? Like you gotta assume,
I don't know, but Bilal Muhammad put the eyes like
yeah.
on
So
Twitter.
him
So
against Shavkat. I mean, that's a
yeah,
cool main event, and that fight could happen anywhere. It's not like those guys outside of where's Bilal from? New
I think he's
Jersey
from
or
I think
Philly?
he's from Chicago. I'm not
Chicago? Yeah.
100% sure.
So like, yeah, that fight could kind of happen anywhere. And then I'm talking AZ co-main.
Yeah, that'd be sick if
Uh,
I'm on the main card. It'd be great.
I mean,
Deserve
who
it.
else?
Yeah.
And then like the issue with Canadian cards is in the roster, there's probably what, 15 Canadians, and
Something like that, 15,
they
18.
all just get put on Canadian cards. So,
Well, they announced a couple of people fighting before that. Like CD, he's fighting the week before, I think.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. And then, well, I think they announced Brad Katowner's fighting
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah,
official fight so
on
far
that
I know.
show.
I bet Charles Jourdain's gonna get on it, right? They
He
gotta
would
put
have
Charles
to
Jourdain on.
He's
Yeah.
a Montreal guy, but he tweeted this morning that he's not necessarily going to be on that card because he's focused on moving up the ladder, not necessarily fighting in Montreal.
for
Okay,
whenever.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, Mike Mallett's going to be on that card, you would assume.
Mike for sure, most likely.
And he's got
Hopefully you
probably
guys,
main
bro.
card guy. Look,
The
you're
time
preaching to
has
the choir
come.
here. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Get two top skill guys, exciting
Montreal
as a
guys.
hell. Montreal guys, homegrown.
Yeah.
That would be very cool. But you know, it's at yeah, it's at the Bell Center.
At the
Yeah,
Bell
it's at the
Center
Bell
for
Center.
AZ,
sure.
you're gonna have the time of your life.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. For me, it's a childhood dream come true.
Yeah, it's gonna
Pretty
be
much.
sick.
See
It's as
Montreal,
good as it
sick.
gets.
I've seen George do it a bunch of times, so it'll be nice to fill those shoes. Hopefully, it'll be great to win.
Come
As much as
on.
I
Like,
care mostly about performance, it'd be a cherry on top.
Foregone
yeah, of course.
conclusion, AZ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't wish me luck. I don't need it. Have you guys ever been in the back and you're just being a nice guy? You're like, hey buddy, good luck. And the guy's like,
Yeah.
we don't need it.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
Hey,
guys are
shut up,
terrible.
man. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Some guys take it very serious in the back and they're like really like mean mugging the whole time and you're like, hey, and you're
Pissed
like having
off.
a good time. You're like having a good time and they're looking at you like you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I
I
doing? I'm gonna fight anyway. What do I do? Be miserable for the 3 hours I'm back here
You
beforehand?
gotta enjoy it, man, because eventually
Yeah,
you won't be able to fight. So
I
exactly.
will say there is a fine line because I've been in the
Of
back with
course.
guys who clearly don't give a fuck. And I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
what is wrong with you? You're about
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go out there and do something really serious. You should care about this.
Yeah.
yeah,
So, but there are guys that really don't care.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those guys are nuts. But I
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of guys that seem like world champions that do that.
I mean, yeah.
But I remember hearing stories about Khabib before the Conor fight, which has got to be one of the most high stakes, nerve-wracking fights of all time. And he was on the phone joking with his friends, like,
Yeah. That's
we're
crazy.
gonna kill this guy. That's
Mhm.
that's crazy. That's But I
Yeah.
think that's just because he knew he was the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Great episode, man.
Sweet. We
We're
got it
back.
done.
We're
We're
back.
back.
We're back. We don't need that dud, Arnold.
He's
Guys, did
gonna
I
try to
lose
make it next week,
weight?
I'm sure.
I've been
All
eating
right,
one
guys.
meal a day.
Thank you.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
brother.
Thanks, guys.